wakhuluma
No. Mama lesilungu. Yeah.
Hi guys. Assalamualaikum. Good day.
Good day.
I wonder when is he coming back, do you know?
We're just struggling here with our camera. Quick, just you can continue the meeting. The Sultana team is here.
Yes.
Ready. But we're just struggling with our cameras. So, but we.
Can everybody hear me? Seems like no one is hearing me from my side. Please do confirm in the chat.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm audible now. Thank you for confirming.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for confirming.
Yes.
I also can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Yes, I was just welcoming and everyone else who've just joined. Thank you so much for joining. So as I highlighted, I am Dineo. I will be a host for today. We have our amazing guest speaker, which is Francina, which just joined. So I would like to really thank you for taking time, youth supervisors, alumni, for joining us on our Think Tank Thursday session. So we will be sharing the recording on our YouTube channels. Please do take a look at that. All right, so but before we can proceed to our presentation, Francina, can you confirm if you are able to hear me and you are here? And also, guys, please do write in your introductions on the chats. Let us know where you're coming from, who you're joining with, if you're with your supervisors. Also, if you're joining in groups, let us know how many people are joining so that we know who are here, okay? Francina, can you able to hear me? You are muted.
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, I'm just gonna give a brief introduction about who Francina is, and then she can take it from there. All right. So yeah, welcome to our Think Tank Thursday session. So this is a monthly online series where we bring you insightful discussions on topics which are relevant with whatever we may go through as youth, right? So this month's topics is I am a creative. Okay, so we're really thrilled to have you, Francina, coming from your organization, just also for you to come here forward, give us an hour of your time and share this insightful information with the youth. All right, so Francina is an economist in the sector and a specialist in the cultural and creative industry. So she's also a powerhouse in her field with a background in BCom economics from UNISA, extensive experience in research, data analysis, strategy development. She is a true expert in the creativity industry since 2016. So we're really thrilled, and we really want to thank you, Francina, for coming forward and really sharing your insightful knowledge with our youth. Welcome, Francina, over to you.
Thank you so much. Before I continue, I saw a hand.
I'm
Someone
not sure
had their
if
hand
that's
up.
a question, but please, guys, make use of the chat box so I'm able to see the chats on my side. So if you have a question or any challenge, please do write it in the chats, and then we will take question and answers on a later stage when Francina is done with the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Francina Ntsimane. Thank you so much for inviting me. May I kindly request that everyone mutes their mic? Thank you so much. My name is Francina Ntsimane. I am an economist by trade. I currently work at the Gauteng Department of Economic Development as an economist and as a sector specialist for cultural and creative industry. So my background is it's economics based. I got into the public sector and I managed to sort of like create my own job. That's how people describe me in the department. They're like, no, this one, she just walked in here and she created her own job. And I was like, okay, if that's how it's put, that's great. But I deal with that sector. You know, that sector where when you are explaining to your parents what you want to be when you grow up, there's the doctor, there's a lawyer, there's an engineer, there's a teacher, there's a nurse, and then the one I work in is the one where you describe it. When you describe it, you say disgrace to the family, and that's a creative for you, right? So I want to speak to you guys about creative industries and the people in it, you know, and how to identify as a creative and how to navigate life as a creative. I think one of the most prominent characteristics of the sector is that of famous people dying poor, especially the artists that come from the apartheid era. So those that grew up in the apartheid era had to move, you know, from South Africa, go into exile, come back, who did not own the right is that was there, that they had created, they did not have access to the revenues that flow from there, right? So let's take it back to the basics. What is this person called a creative? A creative order to generate an income, right? So you would deal, it's typically people in the following sectors, not limited to that. So you've got your performance and celebration, live music, recording, animation, gaming, virtual reality, extended reality, special and visual effects, people that create craft, jewelry, fashion designers, people that sell the artworks and manufacture them on a mass scale. And you are also talking film, you're talking television, right? And you're talking production, right? Now, in previous focus sectors, such as mining, such as forestry, agriculture, all of those, when they describe production, they are talking about a factory. But in creative industries, the factory is called a studio, right? And I cannot begin to tell you guys how difficult it has been to get people to understand the economics behind the sectors, which is something that we call the business of the arts. So if you're an artist and you're on the platform, first of all, let me just say to you, there's nothing wrong with you. You are just an artist. So when we talk about identifying as a creative, I myself am a creative. I just never got a chance to actually exist in the sector itself. But creatives have two characteristics. One, they think in color. That's the first thing, and pictures, right? So they are right-brained. A person who is an engineer, a person who is a doctor, a person who is a lawyer, those are left-brained. So you, as a creative, are right-brained. And what that then means is that the way you are educated needs to be different. The methodologies to educate you as a creative need to be very different from the methodologies that are used to educate people that are left-brained, which is why schools such as the National School of the Arts exist. So the National School of the Arts, my daughter is there because she's a creative herself. It is a school in Johannesburg, in Braamfontein, that is TVET-like, right? So it's got characteristics of TVET, but it's a high school. So you've got grade 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And these kids go to school and they still do the STEM subjects. They still do the basic subjects that come from the Department of Education. They follow the curriculum, but they major in either drama, music, art, or dance, right? So the school is specialized in terms of that element. And when they hire teachers, teachers, principal, staff, they make sure that it's people that have credentials within the cultural and creative industries. Now, I believe that, whoever came up with the idea of the National School of the Arts was extremely brilliant in the fact that these kids are different. So you'd find that in a normal school, this type of child is not doing well with maths. So you'll find that they're doing well with a language, but they're not doing well with math, science, and all that stuff. So so your maths, your science, your biology, you'll find that they are thriving in a language, maybe English or whatever other language, Zulu, Afrikaans, whatever language, they are thriving there. And they are thriving in subjects where they have to create something. So things like technology class, for example, classes where, okay, well, now we don't do it anymore, but, when there used to be like home economics, where there used to be like carpentry and all of that stuff. And all of that is sort of looked down on, right? As a person, like, it becomes very difficult, to be that student that struggles with the STEM subjects, the kid that's always not, recognized at school because, the child is struggling. Some of these artists are the people that we refer to as drug dealers, as drug addicts, sorry. People who we refer to as drug addicts, the school system didn't know what to do with them. Their parents didn't know what to do with them. And therefore, they end up stranded. There is a study that was a psychological study that was done in the US where they took children who were struggling with maths and science, the STEM subjects, right? They took these kids and they put them in a music class. They added music to the curriculum. When they added music to the curriculum, the kids started performing better, right? So it's a brain stimulus thing. So if you are on this platform and you are confused as to who are you, I hope this helps you, to a certain extent. And then creatives face a number of challenges. It's one thing to have a talent. It's another thing altogether to monetize the talent, right? It's another thing altogether to monetize the talent. So it's all great and well to say, I can produce music, I can do films, I can, design and produce clothing, textile, leather, and footwear stuff. And okay, you are creating them, but where are they going? What are you doing this for? That is why a lot of people that are in the left-brained category, they always have a right brain relating hobby, right? So they will do music, they will do drawings, artworks, and all of that stuff. And when you look at, the characteristics themselves, creatives are natural problem solvers, number one, right? So they are natural problem solvers, because one of the things that I had to even learn myself as a creative, because I had to understand that my inability to accept an answer that says this can't be done is a problem to others, because you can't tell me something can't be done. Yeah, that's why I failed accounting class. Obana, me in accounting, we didn't work shame. This thing, there's only one answer and there's only one method of getting there. Now I'm a creative. So if I want to cross the road and in the middle of the road, there is a 9-meter deep river, right? And there's logs around me, I will put those logs together and cross, right? And as a result, as a creative, you what we call a rule breaker, right? So, or rather, let me put it this way, you are a non-conformist. Now, I don't think I have to go far to sort of like explain that. I switched on my camera so you could see the color of my hair. This color is not allowed according to policy. I am just a creative. I can't do the whole conforming thing. It's very difficult. So you find that as a creative, most of the time you are a loner, right? So you're a loner and you live in your thoughts and you just refuse to conform. Those are some of the characteristics of a creative, right? And identifying as a creative is something that is extremely precious. And I'm saying this because the rest of the world has caught on to the importance of cultural and creative industries. And in South Africa, the richest people in any country are the people that come from the cultural and creative industries. Case in point, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, Beyonce. In South Africa, you've got Abosomizi, you've got the likes of Abodineo Ranaka. those are the people in the entertainment industry. Those are the people that define and identify, or rather they brand a country so that the world can identify with that country on a specific level. So for example, we all know that there's beach in Jamaica because of Bob Marley. Okay, so yeah, let's put it that way. Today, re apara di All-Star because of Trumpis. Okay, they drive the culture. They drive what people do. They do. Creatives are so influential, right? Now we are on TikTok. Amapiano is going crazy all over the world, and it's demanded all over the world because it is something that is just danceable too. Like there's a dance challenge every week, and a whole level mo TikTok mo China, everybody is just there, and people are busy dancing in their countries to our music. Here's the question: is TikTok paying us or paying the artists for the use of their music? Right? A question to ponder on. So creativity, creatives, artists, celebrities, people in the entertainment industry, they brand a country. And there's no country that, and that is why it is so difficult. This cancel culture became a thing because the minute you are canceled as an artist, you literally, and if you look at it, it actually links to the reputation of the country. So right now, for example, if I was naive, I would say, yo, I'll never go to the US. Yo, the land of sex offenders, abo R. Kelly, abo Bill Cosby, abo Ban. Like these people are so prominent that they can either make or break the identity and the brand of a specific country. You'll never hear that there is a famous doctor or a famous engineer. Yeah, they'll be famous in their corner, but not the doctors and the engineers go to shows or entertainment venues to look at the people that they used to look down on when they were at school. So employment within the cultural and creative industries, there's a couple of points that I would like to empower you guys with. One thing that, let's just talk about the risky stuff first, right? Why it is such a huge risk to pursue being a creative, right? It is a risk because the current labor laws do not recognize creatives as workers, right? So as a result, there are no labor standards. And if there are no labor standards, it means there's no contracting standards. So at most, people become exploited, right? Because there are no laws, there are no policies that actually guide how people are supposed to do business and brand management within the entertainment industry. That is your biggest risk, right? The other risk that you might face is your inability to be business smart, right? And commercialize what you have. Now, the one can be learned and the other one can't. So if you are out there and you are a creative, please invest in learning how to run a business, because you can commercialize your art, but if you don't know how to comply, SARS, we are going to read about you in the newspapers. SARS will make you trend so fast, ne? Utla trend very fast. If you don't know how to do business, you will end up squandering money that you could use, to invest in yourself and diversify, right? Another thing that you need to learn as a creative is exactly what I've alluded to, which is the ability to diversify. So don't just do one thing. Don't just be a vocalist, right? Be a vocalist, be a writer, one of the people that I respect with all my heart is Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has multiple streams of income from multiple products. right? So he's got television shows, he's got books where he's making money, he's on radio. You can do it. You can do it. You just need to work on it and try and find who you are and what you want to do. Yeah, and the thing is, because you are a creative, it'll come naturally to diversify. It won't be something that you are going to do, with great difficulty. But please learn how to run a business, right? Learn how to run a business. And if you want to learn how to run a business, the best of African Creative Industries Incubator in Pretoria, Animation SA at Constitution Hill, the Creative Uprising Hub in Constitution Hill, the Africa Beyond 4IR in Mabopane, Naledi 3D also, at the Innovation Hub. So try and join an incubation program so that you can learn how to run a business, because an incubation program will assist you with a number of things. You will be assisted with registering a business, registering for tax, all of those things. But again, is CSD registration. I'm sorry, that was my phone. CSD registrations. So compliance, basic business compliance. And also, an incubator can also assist you to develop a prototype of whatever product you want to sell, especially if it's a physical product, and also if it's a digital product. And now we are moving into the era of AI. We are moving into the era, actually we are in the digital era, not moving into, it's just getting more and more complex, where we are now dealing with virtual reality, extended reality, VFX, and all of that stuff. So here at the department, we have a program that is 2 programs that are running, where we've got people that SMMEs or business owners that are creatives who are creating platforms, innovative platforms, because we know everything is happening on apps right now. Every company has an app, including insurance companies. You see, so those doctors and those lawyers, they need you. Those insurance guys, they need you, because when you help them to access the world, your talent helps them to access the globe. Your talent helps them. There's no company that thrives without marketing and communication. Nothing. And in that particular component, that's where the creatives are, right? So get into an incubation program. Find one around you, inquire and find an incubation program. They are normally government funded and they are normally free to join. So it's not a matter of, you need to pay something in order to get in. And then in terms of employment, you can choose to do either one of 4 things. You can either work in the sector as a creative. So simply put, an actor on the river, right? Or you can be a creative working in a food and beverage company, so a brand. And then you can be a freelancer, right? Someone who makes a living out of providing services, labor-related services, to corporates and to SMMEs on a short-term basis. So it becomes a contract base. So 2 months I work for Coca-Cola, 2 months I work for Shell, the branch of Shell, 2 months, I work for Pick and Pay, 2 months I work for, so you can brand hop, and there's nothing wrong with that. And again, if you have a diversified amount of skills, it will actually heighten your potential to become a freelancer. I am in the process. We've got some youth at work interns, and I have instructed a lot of the incubators to say, okay, if we have these many, can we teach them to be independent? Because I think that there's nothing better than being your own boss, right? It does come with disadvantages, but there's a lot of advantage to it as well, because then you've got utmost control of your life. Ne? So that those are the things that those are the avenues that you could check out in terms of a career. I think one of the things that we need to do is launch a career expo in the cultural and creative sectors, so that people can understand what is it that you can do within that sector, right? There are also other people that work in the sector who are not creatives. So let's pick another celebrity, Anelem Tota's PA, right? Or Anelem Tota's accountant, right? That person is an accountant working in the creative sector, right? Accountants at SABC, lawyers at MultiChoice, they are in the creative sector, but they are not creatives themselves, right? So there's a number of things, and it gets quite complex when it comes to legislation. Please, I plead with you, if you are a creative, go and find the copyright bill, go and find the performance rights bill. Those legal or those acts are extremely important when it comes to whether you are going to make money or not. You need to understand those acts. You need to understand what is actually being said, because right now we have a lot of white people, monopoly companies that are still owning rights of artists that, were creating music within the apartheid era. A lot of the artworks that you guys see linked to the apartheid era, the photos and whatnot, they are owned by multinational companies. And as to how they got their hands on that, it's just the copyright law and the performance rights bill, right? So please make sure you get familiar with the legislation. Please make sure. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to run a successful brand, right? And then I want to just end off by saying the following. You need to be able to adapt to change. Ne? As a creative, you need to be moving with the world. You need to be moving. You are in a place, as a creative, you are in a place where you are constantly having to evolve, to adapt, and to continue surviving and thriving in the world as it changes. One of the things that technology did, technology has made it easier for people to be freelancers. It's like literally, I've got animators that are in South Africa working with people from Kenya and Nigeria. And these people are doing work online. They're being commissioned online. So the online world has made the globe accessible to you, right? Those of you that already have businesses, please go and Google a bank called Afrism Bank. It's AFREXIM, Afrism Bank. It's an African bank that has financial instruments tailored for creatives, right? And that's how you will be able to adapt to change as everything moves around you. So one of the things that I always stress is you need to know the legislation, you need to know the financial instruments, you need to know where to go, how to build a business. And at the same time, you need to adapt to change. But that is also another characteristic that comes naturally with creatives, adapting to change, right? So keep yourself updated, read, follow, find out what is going on where, with who, and how. Be up to date in terms of the things that are happening around you within your sector. Engage in research and make sure that you find research institutions that can supply you with information. One of the things that is still painful to date is how expensive it is to be a creative. But something that is now answering that problem is the existence of the incubation programs, where you don't even need a qualification to get in, right? And you will get assistance you will be trained as an entrepreneur, you will be helped with your prototype and the likes. And I think what I will do is that I will send a list of incubators and a list of entities that you guys can engage with. In terms of industry associations, it's very good as a creative to be part of an industry association. So your SASFEDs, your ECOs, your CAPASOs and whatnot, the copyright organization, the copyright management organization entities, make sure you are affiliated to one, make sure that you are safe and there's someone, you are part of a collective that that takes care of the interests of their specific subsector within the creative industries. There are also a lot of other things linked to the sector, such as tourism. There's a lot. We relate with every sector in a different way. So if you are a creative and you are on the line, I hope that I have encouraged you to continue with your journey, right? And don't give up, don't quit too early. Yes, there might come that point where you need to get a 9 to 5 in order to continue your life and your work as a creative, but don't quit, because at some point you're gonna get there, right? At some point you're gonna get there. So I just want to thank Youth at Work for inviting me to the session. I didn't want to do like a presentation, into a serious. I just want to talk to people because I know that creatives, I enjoy, talking. We just talk to each other and we come up with ideas and the likes. So Youth at Work, thank you so much for inviting me. I hope I have been of service to you guys, and I hope that the information that I have provided you will assist you going forward.
Oh, wow, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Francina, for coming forward and being that vibrant energy and really inspiring the youth. I really like the fact that you also encourage them to start their own businesses, join incubation programs. So I really trust that the information that you really shared was fruitful to our youth. So I am seeing a few hands. I believe it's questions. Williams, do you have a question? You've raised your hand. You can unmute.
Can I go first? No.
Oh, yes, Yanga, you can proceed.
All right. Thank you, Francina, very much for that very insightful conversation you're having with our youth. I see that there's quite a lot online, but I do see on the chart, the question is they want you to elaborate more on this Afrexim Bank. I think there's a question that constantly our youth, do you want to flesh that more, Francina?
Yes. So, okay, guys, do me a favor, so you know what Afrexim Bank does? Remember, as a creative, especially when you're a freelancer, you will never have a bank statement, you will never have a payslip, right? So creative industry practitioners don't have payslips. We don't have the necessary documentation to go to a bank and get a financial instrument like a home loan or to have a vehicle financed. Even business financing, capital raising is difficult in the creative sector, right? Because we don't have payslips. There's no payslip. So it's not like you can go to Standard Bank and say, hey, can I please have a car payslip? In South Africa, you have to come up with 50% of the cost of the instrument before they can even allow you to have that instrument. So if I want a car and I'm a creative, a freelancer, and the car is 2 million, I have to get to the bank with R1 million so that they can give me the financial instrument. But then after that, I don't have a means to show my constant incoming income. So Afrexim Bank has created financial instruments that are tailored according to the way the creative sector is. So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to give you homework instead of elaborating, because I really want you to go and check out this bank. It's an African bank, it's Africa-based, it's based in Egypt, but they service creatives all over Africa. And their priority is Africa itself, right? So it's Afrexim Bank, AFREXIM. So they solve those problems and they are able to assess business potential very differently from the way a traditional bank would do it, right? Traditional banks have a lot of, what do you call this? A lot of hurdles to jump before they can even consider you for anything. So Afrism Bank has made it possible for a lot of artists to own assets, develop their businesses. They fund a number of products, which includes events. It includes, and when I say events, I mean like really large scale events. They have like a budget of around $1 billion to invest in SMMEs, and we are doing the best that we can to get them to invest in Gauteng-based SMMEs. So that's Afrism Bank.
Thank you, Francina. Okay, let's take another question. Marvel, do you want to say something? And thank you, Tepiso has posted the link on the chats for the Afrism Bank. Thank you for that, Tepiso. Okay, any other question? Maybe guys, if you want to come forward.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Francina, for the beautiful presentation. I was going to ask, in addition to providing an incubator list, do you also or could you be able to provide links or a funding database for young entrepreneurs? Because one of the biggest challenges is trying to find funding when you're a young business owner. Thank you.
Can I ask Marvel something before? I don't know, the lady that just spoke now. The lady that just spoke now, can I ask you something? Where are you based?
I'm based in the Eastern Cape.
Where?
In the Eastern Cape.
In the Eastern Cape. Okay, I just wanted to know that. So what I'll do is I'll create, one of the things I normally don't submit documentation before a presentation because I always want to make sure that the documentation I provide is actually consists of information that will be helpful to the people I'm presenting to. So if you are in Eastern Cape, that's fine. I will send a list of funding institutions that I'll try and see who is. Oh no, wait, whoa. But you've got what do you call this? I know it's in the Western Cape, but there's Westgrow, and they're really good with this creative industry stuff because they actually managed to support a very big animation studio called Triggerfish, which is in Cape Town. But yeah, I will do my best to make sure that, so you guys have asked me for two things. You want the list of funding institutions, and okay, I think I'll also include the industry associations so that you know where to go and what to do. We'll give you a couple of contact details, emails, so that you can be able to be in touch with them.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another question, Tepo. Tepo, we can't hear you. If you can speak a little bit louder.
How is it now?
Try again, Tepo.
My name is Tebo.
Yeah.
I'm a yes youth alumni from last year. I did engineering, and I'm a creative as well. So basically, I'm from Northwest, but now I'm based in the south of the south of Gauteng, due to Yes for Youth. And thank you very much, Sis Francina, for such a creative based presentation. And why I raised my hand is, Sis Francina, do you have links to communities maybe WhatsApp groups or just groups out there that I can join that are based in Gauteng to be part of Gauteng art and creative community? Because I know a lot in Northwest, but I don't have much out here in Gauteng. If you do, can you please join the community I'm Gauteng? And then thank you for the funding links that you're gonna send. I've been trying NAC and I'm part of BASA alumni as well. So yeah, I would love to see what else is there that is funding for us. Thank you.
All right, Francina, would you like to answer that one in terms of any groups that he can join for creatives?
Sorry, Dineo, before she answers, can you take at least 2-3 questions? Then she can answer all at once. I see Ebenezer, Linda, and Amasha.
Okay, let's take 2 more. Ebenezer, okay, or Linda.
Right now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please put your questions in the chat.
Put it in the chat because there's a bit of echo coming from your side. All right, so while others are still...
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, for me it was more of a comment and a need of approval of that comment if possible. So one thing that I wanted to mention to everyone within the space we're currently on is that there's a thing called good credit and bad credit. So in the line of requiring finance or funding for the project and ideas that we have, it is also important to make sure that the product or idea will be able to generate income that can pay back the loan or financing granted over the agreed timelines. Because at the end of the day, if we ask for finance or funding and we get it, and then we spend it all without getting anything back in return, we will be unable to pay back the money. And that will make us bad debtors. We'll be in debt and we'll keep on requesting for more funding without ever having to have anything to show for it. So I also just wanted to confirm if this is something which is along the right path or not, or funding never gets paid back. A confirmation if possible.
Okay, thank you, Ebenezer, for that. Okay, I think we have our 2 questions. I'll also try to get a question from the chat. Francina, would you like to answer those questions?
You know, since the guy spoke from Soweto, in the south.
Yes, it was Linda, yes.
Johannesburg South, ne? Okay. I will link you up with forums and groups there. I will see, let me find a contact for you. I'll find a contact for you in terms of Soweto itself. And there's a lot of things that are happening in Soweto in terms of creative industries, especially on Vilakazi Street. There's a lot that is happening. So I'll do my best to find you a contact and someone that you can speak to. The other question I did not hear properly because I don't know, there was something wrong with my note. So I heard that gentleman, and I heard the what do you call this? I heard the issue of the finance, having bad credit and good credit and all of that I heard. But if anyone else spoke before that, I did not hear what the question was.
Okay, that was our last question, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Francina, the big question, I think there is a lot of interest in the youth in the chat box on how do they get hold of you. I think that is quite, everyone wants to know. Some are in Eastern Cape, in Durban, Western Cape. How do they communicate with your office, get these links and get in touch so that you can channel them to right platforms and right groups and all that?
Okay, I think for now, can everyone please just use my email address, okay? I'm gonna put my email address on the chat. Please do email me. I've put my email address on the chat, francina.ntsimane@gauteng.gov.za. And yeah, I will do the best that I can to ensure that I respond.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Francis. Right, so we also wanted to do something different since everyone is here on the session. So we want to really appreciate our youth, celebrate our youth being committed to the program, youth who are entrepreneurs, which are future leaders, which are also youth of the month. So we want to highlight some of those youth. So if to Francina, please do use her email address. She'll be able to assist and provide those links that are requested. Okay, so I'm just gonna hand it over to our call center team who will be calling out those which we want to appreciate. But yes, thank you so much, Francina, for that. It was a wonderful session.
Hi everyone, am I audible enough?
Yes, can hear you, Lilith.
Hi, so I am Lilith and I work in a call center at Youth at Work. I've started an initiative where we would like to appreciate the youth for their resilience, for their determination. And we just want to say, you know what, keep up the good work. We see you, we recognize you within the calls, within the registers. There are different teams that we work with. So we see your efforts and we would like to appreciate you in this time. So we will be handing out different certificates of appreciation along with a nice prize. I believe it's nice. So yeah, and we do what we're doing because one of the values that we have at Youth at Work is Ubuntu. You know, you are a person through the other person, direct translation. So that means that we are here for you and we would like you to continue with all that you're doing, which is great because it is inspiring the next person. Even though you do not know how you are impacting another person, there are people who are watching you and they recognize your effort. So we will be handing out our first certificates for the committed youth of the program to Tshegofatso Glenda from Abot Rapid Diagnostics. Is Tshegofatso on the line? Okay, I think Tshegofatso is not here. Our next certificate will go to Lisedi Mahasha. Is the line us?
Lisedi Maruping.
Lisedi Mahasha.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so for the committed youth of the program certificate, these are youth which have been committed throughout the program. So these are doing the models. They have started business, some have started businesses, some are taking on so these are youth that are participating in the program at different levels. They are joining the meetings like the think tank that we have invited them for. So we would just like to appreciate you for being committed throughout the program. They are So Lisedi Mahasha is in their 8th month of the program. Tshekgofatso Glenda is in her 9th month of the program. So these youth have remained consistent. They've been going to work and they've been showing themselves that they want to work and they want to grow in listen. So we would really like to appreciate both of you being committed to the program. I'll be handing over to my colleague who will certificates.
Sorry, Lilette and Crenshaw, are you sitting where Daneo is? Because the line is poor, connectivity there is poor.
No.
Please move to where Daneo is because we couldn't hear everything you said. Many people have left, so please move quickly.
Thank you, Lilette. Hi, everyone. I'm Crenshaw, also from the call center team. So I will be moving to the next category, Entrepreneur of the Month. So our first nominee will be Tre Visaji from SMEI. Tre, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Yes, so we are appreciating you as you are a Yes Youth and you were also able to open your own company and register it and run it through. Thank you for that. The next nominee is Lindelani Mnisi, also from SMEI. Are you on the line?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Lindelani has also started his own graphic design side hustle. He's also a Yes Youth, going to work, engaging in the calls, submitting the attendance registers on time. We appreciate you, Lindelani. So I will be moving to the next category, future leaders. So for the future leader, firstly, I have Vanice Abrahams under SAS. Vanice is also a Yes Youth. She supervises a large number of youth and also makes sure that she submits her work deadlines, submits her attendance register, engages on all her Yes apps, and join all the sessions that we invite her to. We appreciate you too, Vanice. Secondly, I have Palesa Masuku from SMEI. Palesa is also a Yes Youth. She also supervises a small group of youth. She makes sure that she submits their attendance registers every Friday on time. On top of that, Palesa is also learning. She's also studying for a course which she has been registered by her current host site and engaging with us, making sure that she completes her Yes modules and also every other thing that we ask from her. Thank you, our future leaders. We appreciate you. So lastly, the last category will be the best youth of the month. So firstly, we have Daniel Chweni under Electrolas. Daniel, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm online, ma'am.
Yes, so Daniel is also a Yes Youth who goes to work, engages, very creative, submits his attendance registers on time. Daniel makes sure that once he missed a call, he gets back to us. He follows up on his attendance registers, engages in the Allison courses. He's already completed a certificate in Allison and planning to lead other youth in the community. And then lastly,
can you see
we
the
have
face of Daniel is on the line. Can you see the face?
Daniel, can you please turn on your camera? Daniel
Okay,
has
this is
also
Daniel.
shared his story with us. He's also on our social media platforms on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. You can also see his story there.
Well done, Daniel. Fantastic. Everybody, let's see your reactions.
Yeah. Am I visible enough?
Okay, thank you, Daniel. We appreciate you. Now moving to Sibongile Spia, our second best youth of the month. She was nominated by Yvette from the register tracking team because Sibongile never gives her a problem on submitting her attendance register. She always makes sure that she submits her attendance register on time, follow-ups on whether the attendance registers have been submitted. Sibongile is also halfway on finishing her YES modules. She engages with us during the YES, the wellness calls, joins the sessions when requested to, and also participates in everything that we request her to do. Sibongile, are you on the line? Sibongile Sibia from Mercedes.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Hi,
thank you
everyone.
very much, Sibongile. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So those were all our nominees for this month. We encourage everyone to keep on working hard and being consistent, because we believe if you keep on doing that, the other youth will be also encouraged to follow and walk in your footsteps. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We'll be sending you your certificates of appreciation and 100 rand of data. Well done.
Thank you, call center team. Thank you, ops team. Brilliant presentation. Just to note, everybody, you can't be included in these competitions if you have not completed the register. So don't put your names in the links. Go and register. When the register comes out, put your name in the register tracking. Okay, if you haven't done that, go back to the register link and put your name in there. That's what we consolidate. Well done. Let's see all the cameras up and everybody can unmute, and a general goodbye from everybody and thank you. Let's hear your noise.
Bye.
Bye. Follow us on Facebook.
On social media.
Thank you.